stop and restart it again.
Yep.
You did it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm starting.
Yeah.
You ready?
All right.
Welcome to hashtag All Podcasts Matter presents.
Just a regular ass movie review. The second most anticipated movie of the year, and the movie most anticipated because we had to wait a whole fucking year for this movie to come out.
We've been talking about reviewing this movie for a long ass time,
Yeah.
and you're right, second only to Venom.
Yes, but most anticipated because these niggas waited forever for this movie to come out.
I don't know what.
We didn't get a trailer until like 2 months ago.
Yeah, they were scared, and for a good reason.
Nah, shut up. It's a movie.
I'm gonna tell you what I think.
All right.
Aquaman.
Aquaman.
Yes.
Wet Thor, as it's being called on the internet.
I think that I'm just gonna say it up top. That was one of the downfalls of the movie for me, is that it didn't make me question my sexuality the way I wanted it to.
Oh yeah. I mean, when he put on that gold fit though.
I mean, Mara was wearing that push-up bra. I'm like, I think Aquaman's pants could have been a little tighter. I mean, show me that dick print, man.
We started off that. All right, cool. He was not shirtless enough.
No, he wasn't.
And I'm like, first of all, Thor, the first two Thors, for no matter how much they hate on it, they wanted to show beefcake.
I'm like, thank you. I mean, listen, you're paying all this money for this.
You know how hard he has to work out to be that big and shit.
I'm like, you're not gonna work with that. All right, fine.
This nigga got all them fucking tattoos on there for the thing, and he's just walking around with clothes on. So whatever. That's what we're doing.
Welcome back to the DCEU. It's been a long time.
I was gonna say he should have left you, but you know.
They probably should have left. There's lots of underwater logos. I like when they customize the logo for the movie.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there was the DC page flip, which was like, when are we gonna get to those guys?
Hey, you guys know we own properties like Superman and Batman and Green Lantern. We're not making those movies.
Mm-mm.
Never.
Mm-hmm. Because why wouldn't we make, because we don't want to do what Marvel does. That's stupid. Make money?
I'm like, make these properties. I want to see them. I'll give you $45 every time.
Because y'all can have all the continuity. The funny part is, Superman would have shown up and that shit could happen. I keep telling y'all, this is how you fix it. Get niggas, get motherfuckers that have no money, and it was like, no, look here, bro, we're gonna make this like a fucking cartoon. You're gonna show up on a moment's notice. You know how happy people would be to do all that shit, just be busy all the goddamn time.
This movie starts in 1985.
Mm-hmm. Crack was popping. Boston and shit like that. Whitey Bulger was still running the streets of South Boston. He was a Southie.
When a lighthouse owner interrupts watching his episode of Alf during a storm, and he has the best vision in the world because he sees a woman who is splashed onto the rocks.
Well, she did have a shiny shirt on, bro.
Oh, okay. It was sequence. Well, it was the 80s.
This man of color thought it was no problem with walking outside and picking this white lady in Boston. In Massachusetts.
I would be horrified. I'm like, you're standing on those rocks. I didn't see shit and closed the window. Alf is on.
Eddie's a Maury man, so it's like they don't even know what the fuck he is, so they're definitely gonna just shoot him on sight.
I know you're just a weird kind of Negro. I don't understand.
He's like, look here, lady. And he's like, I'm actually Maury. I'm from New Zealand. Where the fuck is that? Is that that's New England? You're in New England, pal.
You're in from out here, boy. And it turns out to be Nicole Kidman. What a twist.
She look good.
Yeah, she's good old looking.
Yeah. Who's in Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer. Okay. I don't get it mixed up at all. I just knew they were two hot old ladies that look good.
Oh yeah, Catwoman.
Yeah. The only Catwoman that matters. No, Anne Hathaway was a good one, even though she didn't do any cat. Nope, Michelle Pfeiffer, because she was actually a fucking cat.
She was.
Like, people, they forget it. No. Catwoman is actually fucking nuts, and she cats around and shit like that.
That was some fine use of crazy sewing machine.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to review that movie.
I can't.
So Nicole Kidman impales his TV with a trident, which is a normal reaction to have your life being saved. There's a submarine.
He shouldn't have brought the trident inside. He should have left that shit outside.
No, she was like, she had a firm death grip on her, even though she was unconscious.
Okay.
Because tridents.
Asgards,
natural to the plot, and Atlanteans are very much like Asgardians.
It's underwater Asgard.
It is. Also, he has a puppy because gotta have a puppy. She's like, "Who are you? I'm the Queen of Atlantis. I'm the keeper of the lighthouse." Yeah. Failed humor. She's like, "Hey, don't worry about it. I fled an arranged marriage, but maybe I can find happiness." Oh, and Jason Momoa is doing the voiceover, which he's not very good at.
Shut up.
He's not.
His voice sounds like sexy.
No,
anyway,
no, it doesn't.
Maybe you just don't like men.
Don't put that on me.
Are you questioning my questioning? All right, and then more thing. Then there's a baby is born.
A baby is born, but
then the fish didn't swim over the thing and had them fish gifts. What the fuck is this movie? Is he fish Superman or not? I mean, it's just like the Lion King but underwater, right?
Basically.
Yeah.
Years later, they send soldiers to take her back because the king held a grudge. But it's like literally years later. Aquaman is a boy at this point.
Yeah, he's a whole ass toddler and shit like that. He was like, should we get around it? And he was, well, I think he needed legitimate air because he was busting it open like under the sea and shit like that because he had a bunch of mer bitches. But he was like, oh, but we know they was like they a stickler for bloodline, right? Because she's the rightful queen. That's why it makes me understand why he's the rightful heir because she was actually the queen of that part. So that makes sense and shit like that. But he wanted his heir to be the king when he go, so his shit wasn't popping.
That's true.
Yeah,
I get that.
Yeah, I mean you can bust it down over there, but they about royal blood out there. So all the illegitimate kids he had didn't count, but hers did because she's a real queen. Crip.
How do they fertilize eggs in the sea? I'm just not sure that. Maybe I'm thinking too hard.
About mermaids?
Yeah.
No, sex isn't fun for them.
It's like a seahorse kind of thing?
Yeah.
Like the male just holds the eggs in his pouch?
Yeah. Because it's like, they don't have mer dicks, bro. They're fish at the bottom.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Fucking Family Guy, like, fucking did that shit. They flipped on it. It was like, bro, like, y'all attracted to mer people, but they ain't got genitalia. C-cut boobies is cool and all, but, I mean, well, I'm not going to put it in your gills.
I'm not going to tell you try it.
Nice.
So soldiers kick in the door,
waving the porcelain 4-4s.
They look kind of cool. They look a little bit like Power Rangers, but the suits are okay. They look a little bit clunky.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure on set they had to dub over the sound of.
And to be honest, I do kind of like this fight sequence. The camera
a lot of spinning. Yeah.
The camera spins around a lot.
Oh wait, no. Everything was fine. They were on the couch watching TV, and she was telling about a teddy bear Atlantis, and then boom, slide explosion.
The first of many.
Yes. I take a shot every time we say boom, slide explosion.
The formula for this movie is exposition, boom, side explosion.
Yes.
Exposition about fairy tales in Atlantis and a mystical trident. Boom, side explosion, fight sequence.
Yes.
Because that's how you transition in the film.
Yeah, they didn't use Star Wipe.
Should have used Star Wipe. The queen proceeds to kick everyone's ass, and Nicole Kidman is pretty great in the scene. She's like, look, the only way I can protect you is by returning to the sea because the king will never stop. He'll find me anywhere.
I love you, but I'm going to go back under the ocean and give this man a child. And I'll return to you.
One day. Just keep walking to the end of this dock. I'll be back one day. It's going to look like a green screen because we couldn't film at an actual dock because they don't exist. But just keep walking to the end of this dock.
So he was sitting at the dock of the bay watching time drift away. All right, then now
I feel like this would have been a great opportunity to play New Editions. Can You Stand the Rain? They did not.
I mean, Tiki would have played the shit.
He would have.
Yes, because anyway. All right, everybody can't be everybody.
Yeah,
anyway,
you're right.
Fast forward to Arthur's at the coolest Boston museum. I don't think they have.
It's a fantastic aquarium.
Aquarium.
Is this Monterey Bay?
Yeah, fish jail. And so white bullying, because what's the origin story without white bullies, right?
Oh, you gotta have white bullies.
And they bullying Arthur, young handsome half brown kid.
He's like, wait a minute, you're of color. We don't have a lot of those around here. And we're confused and threatened by it.
He's like, Arthur's talking to the fish. I'm like, y'all could just, and they were fucking bothering the fish anyway. And the fish was cool. And so they fucked with Arthur and really pushed him hard, and no adult in the room was like, fucking thing. This must be South Jersey.
Oh, no, the teacher saw it. He allowed it. He allowed it.
He said he was being a team player?
Yeah, exactly. That's how they do it in Boston.
South Jersey, New England. Anyway, that was a previous episode. But his fish uncle was like, "Oh, bro, I just got out of fish jail, and I will go back. I will go the fuck back." Anyway, and so he was about to the fish was about to murder everybody there because that was an underwater thing. So all that water was about to come in and kill everybody in there. But don't fuck with Arthur.
I feel like a shark wouldn't be able to break that glass.
Oh, he was mad though.
Oh yeah, that's true. He was a lot of shark.
And that looked like a great white, which wouldn't have been there.
No, well, this movie did not read zoo books.
Yeah.
At all.
Or PETA. Or there's no PETA under the water.
There were definitely CGI animals harmed making this movie. Arthur's underwater origin was a little too long. A little too much Kid Arthur in this movie for me.
Yeah, they had Kid Arthur. And then it shows his eyes glow up. They glow in the dark. Mm-hmm. And then the fish was about to murder everybody in there. And there was that one stingray that. All right.
So this aquarium looks really over capacity.
Nah, you're making up shit. But that was not a 1994 aquarium. That shit was very high tech.
No, it definitely was. I'm like, okay, so. Yeah.
All right, and so now it's Aquaman.
Aquaman title card.
Yeah.
And luckily we get 2 back-to-back origins. Now we meet Black Manta for the first time.
Mm-hmm. African American Manta.
Oh, you're right. We have to use a culturally appropriate term.
Yeah, let's not be Louis C.K. up in this bitch.
Black Manta.
He would just call him Nigger Manta.
Yeah, that's true. He, Black Manta's dad, in the middle of kind of a super pirating operation.
Mm-hmm. Where they're murdering people for no fucking reason.
Oh, just left and right for willy-nilly murder, just painting the walls with sailor blood.
Mm-hmm.
Senior Black Manta is like, listen, son, I wanted to tell you this story a long time ago, but I'm going to tell you in the middle of this pirate raid. Mm-hmm. That
your grandfather was a respectful man in the Navy.
Much like Keenan and Vic's grandfathers.
Yeah. But I went to pirating because I don't know.
Your granddaddy was in the war, but when he came back, this country called him a nigga. So he did what any respectable black man would do:
open a church.
He tried to open a church, but it was burned down by white supremacists.
Then pirate. Okay, fine.
So then
A, B, C, D.
Then he became a pirate, which was a style at the time.
Mm-hmm. Now I loved you, and you grew up in a happy home, but we're also pirates. So he was a pirate. I'm a pirate. You're a pirate. Pirates, and we're having this bonding moment because nothing can go wrong at this bonding moment.
And here's this knife, which you thought was a piece of trash, but it actually has super sentimental value in our family.
Mm-hmm. Or I mean, if you just looked at it once.
Also, I was in Soul Food, so I'm going to be an important character and be pivotal to the plot.
Yeah. So they hug and make up, and then they barbecuing on the submarine that they're pirating. And then boom!
He's like, listen, you my son, Black Manta.
They was playing spades and some bitch and everything. Domino, motherfucker! And then the dominoes start rumbling on the table. And it's like, oh shit, what's going on? Is it an earthquake? Oh wait, no, we're in a fucking submarine. And then it was like, oh, I think something hit us, and the ship was raising up, and it was like. They saw on the sonar that it was like, it looked like a man. And it was like, that's not no man, because other movies happened before.
That's true. And then they hear the guitar riffs, so they know it's a badass man.
It was like, be prepared to be scared and soaked at the same time. And then he pops the hatch and permission to come aboard.
Permission to come aboard is something, that's porno dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that should be in a regular movie.
Yeah, I had to cover my own ears.
But then we hear guitar riffs, so I know that he's a badass.
Yeah. And so he comes in, he's just throwing people, he's just showing his brute strength.
I think he has no respect for human life.
Oh, yeah.
Those men are dead.
You're right. I don't think they know how strong Aquaman is. I think you or Dustin kind of showed, this nigga, well, that's not this nigga, but this nigga lives on top of the ocean. I mean, he bench presses the world.
Yeah.
So
he lived that submarine like it was Nathan.
Mm-hmm. But then he was throwing. I guess he was lightweight throwing niggas around, but they were still dying. Yeah. So everybody died of blunt force trauma from a fucking wall.
And he's kind of gleefully murdering people and quipping.
Yeah.
He's like villain meets wall villain.
Yeah. And so he's going on and he's getting all the guys off the ship, and it's like, oh, it's Aquaman, because Russian sailors and shit like that. And it's like, all right, we're good, no pictures. And so then it's like people in the torpedo bay, because, you know, that's where it goes down.
Of course. We've learned from we met our quota of submarine action this year. And we learned that there's always stuff goes down in the torpedo bay.
Yeah.
Reference our episode, Hunter Killer.
Also, they're really shooting on this fucking thing. And I know they might be bulletproof. Can you really just shoot and let off fucking rocket launchers on a fucking boat?
I feel like it's not a good idea.
I just think it's like an airplane.
It's like a reverse airplane or like being in space. You don't want
because you pressurize out, right? You pressurize the cabin, but you pressurize inside because you're getting pressurized. Anyway,
I'll send you my subscription to Submarine Weekly so you can learn a little bit more about it.
Yeah. Give me the email. Look at
it. It's a plan because it's a subscription.
Oh, you're dead, and that was a dead joke.
Sure was. Aquaman meets Black Manta, and
not black. First of all, African American man.
I'm
he's not Black Manta yet.
Oh, sorry, he's just
he makes him Black Manta.
He's just a regular guy. Kudos to the hair department for giving him a good black man haircut.
And kudos to the dialogue department that don't know how to let niggas talk.
No, he is a lifeless man in this film. It's like hello.
He's like, Dad, duh.
Man, his dialogue is.
When that fool from fucking Predator said probably Oscar.
Definitely
for the person who wrote the dialogue.
Trevante Rhodes. Yeah, he's acting that movie.
Probably. Anyway, so this nigga shot a Aquaman.
Oh wait, so
he's Superman level impenetrable and vulnerable, right?
In this movie, he is.
No, he's not. That rocket launcher hurt his feelings.
Oh, he got burned by it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't understand because in previous, just minutes ago, he was knife and bulletproof, but only semi-bulletproof.
Because this nigga can swim to the depths of the ocean, but fucking rocket launcher.
He has a fight with Manta Jr. And he washes him easily, but then Manta Sr. hits him with a grenade launcher, which hits him against the wall, and he's dazed and confused by it.
And then he gets up and he throws a trident in the nigga's arm, and I was like, yes. I mean, a pipe in his arm. And then something hit the ship, and then the submarine falls perfectly. Oh wait, no, he shot the thing again and he blocked it, and then that blew up the thing. They really shooting fucking high explosive grenades in the fucking torpedo bay.
Manta Sr. is then pinned by a torpedo,
and then water's coming on,
which happens in every submarine movie. Manta Jr. pleads for Aquaman to save him, and Aquaman's like, I laugh at the death of your family. Beg the sea for mercy.
Yeah, and he's like, no way this is coming back to haunt me.
It's going to be fine. It's only a few minutes into the film, and yeah, you're right. And this isn't going to come back to bite me in any form. But it will set up for you to be a villain later, maybe. I don't know.
He's like, Aquaman, no. And then the son was like, Dad, he's like, I'm not going to leave you. I'm just going to lift this 2-ton torpedo. He's like, dumbass.
Listen,
your mama's side of the family.
Listen, you got to go, son. You have to become a villain in this film. He literally says that.
Avenge me.
I'm going to hold up this explosive remote control like Miles Dyson in Terminator 2. So.
Anyway. And that shit blew up. He did not get out of that explosion.
No.
That's not how explosion works. And then that fucking explosion blew up in a room full of explosives. Anybody that knows, I mean, I know your Torpedo Weekly might get me, but it's like, I'm pretty sure an explosion blow. I don't know how strong they are because they're made to explode. So I don't know. Anyway, I don't know if somebody like made torpedo bullets. That's what they're called. Torpedo bullets that could withstand explosion because they was like, no, that's a waste of metal because they're gonna explode.
Yeah, I feel like they would explode, but torpedoes, I know in Mario games when you jump on them, they just fall through the ground.
I mean, duh. I mean, you got to jump on them at right height, bro. Mario's precision, very precision, bro.
That's true. He is a plumber.
Yeah. Lay pipe joke. Anyway, all right. So
now this movie is like, you know what? I'm gonna give you some exposition.
Go ahead.
Aquaman meets his dad for drinks because Aquaman's personality is that he drinks alcohol.
Yeah,
that's like his defining personality trait. Is liquor.
Go ahead.
So he's drinking with his dad, and he's like, you know what? We're gonna get some exposition via television, and he learns about some of Aquaman's exploits because he's a little bit of a celebrity in this movie.
Mm-hmm. And then some biker-looking bikers come up to him, like they wanted to start a fight, which was no need for that. And he was like, "Well, we just want to take a picture because you're like a fucking superhero."
Oh man, what a great joke that was! And he has a pink camera phone.
Yeah. And then they get hammered, which I liked. And so he's walking out the bar, and then the movie starts. Mira,
a whole lot of plot. We meet Ocean Master too, and he's like, let's like unite the 7 seas or whatever. It's gonna be like super old times. And if I unite all the 7 armies, it sounds like Lord of the Rings. I can be the Ocean Master. And then Mira shows up.
Oh, is this? Yeah.
And don't worry about it. I also played Owlman in another DC movie, but don't worry about that.
Oh yeah, that's not really DC.
It's kind of.
Because we're not watching that movie.
Yeah. Oh no, we're not watching. I'll die before I see the movie.
Yeah. And so.
Oh wait, they get attacked by humans there, which is kind of implied that Ocean Master set that up, like it was conspiracy.
No, he did.
It was like Ocean 9/11.
Yeah. Whoa.
What I'm saying is like torpedoes don't melt steel beams.
Oh, that was a good one. And I swear to God, that was Dolph Lundgren the whole time. That's Dolph Lundgren?
It is, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, God damn it. Is that Dolph Lundgren? I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it out loud in the movie for 2 reasons. But I don't want to sound stupid.
No, you're not.
Okay.
No,
I was like, Dolph, is this a Dolph Renaissance?
Hey, you know a Dolph when you see it.
Nigga, is that Dolph looking good underwater?
He looks
that
fantastic.
salt water's moisturizing and shit like that.
I kind of wish that he rode a dolphin.
That'd have been Inception, bro. My head would have been exploded.
Would have been too much, Dolphin.
And so it's time to start the war. And so Cream Mirror's like, look here, some bad shit's about to happen. I need you to come and be the king of Atlantis. And he's like, no, I don't belong there. They killed my mother. Regular ass story. And so she was like, alright, fine. You'll see in a second. Watch this, nigga. And so he's driving an old Chevy. Because Chevy, longest lasting cars on the road. I'm just going to start throwing commercials out there until they stick.
And in a scene that's ripped directly from Ponyo, there's like a tidal wave while he's driving on the cliffside. And
he really trying to outrun that shit.
He's like, oh shit.
He's like, hey nigga, you know you could just get out the car and like.
But no, you're right. He's in such a reliable and dependable motor vehicle. He's like, I can do anything in this. Yeah. Unfortunately, he couldn't.
Yeah. And so he gets tidal waved. Like nigga, there was shucking boats coming. So he gets tidal waved and the car gets flipped over. It's underwater and he forgot how to water shit for a second because. Did the water hit your head or something like that?
This scene looks really stupid. I kind of have no idea what's happening. He's just in the water and there's like trees and branches and.
He also wasn't wearing a seatbelt and drinking and driving. I think that's what happened.
he was drinking a lot.
Yeah, and so he gets out and his father's unconscious, and Mirror says, "Oh, don't use the Heimlich. I can do this. I can water bend."
She could water bend. You're right. He's like, don't worry about it. Magic will save the day. And since you saved my dad, maybe I won't be such a reluctant hero anymore. Even though like I didn't learn my lesson from Justice League, where I was also a reluctant hero. Even when you mentioned Justice League, when I helped defeat Steppenwolf, I'm still gonna be a reluctant hero. I learned literally nothing from that movie.
Yes. All right. And so he's like, fine, I will come with you under the sea. But they look at we get your favorite exposition via news, and they threw out all the trash in the ocean. And if they'd have cut the movie right then, Oscar.
I'm like, man, what a valuable lesson.
Yeah.
The ocean fucking hates garbage, and we shouldn't put garbage in there.
Or we should really, really try and get the fucking garbage. Everything we can't throw away. But here's my plan. We throw all the garbage into lava. Somebody tell me why that wouldn't work.
I feel, well, according to this movie, like monsters from the core of the earth would arise.
But I mean, like other lava, you know, not lava that's gonna go all the way down. Because it's lava, it's gonna destroy everything though. Because it's lava.
Without doing any research, it should be fine.
Exactly, right? It's not like it's gonna leave it like a cloud into the air because it's lava. And if it does, all right, we ball it up in some hefty garbage can. So it's gonna be a time release. before it all gets out there, and it's already under lava, and lava got heavy, so the gas wouldn't rise, bro.
The science checks out.
I'm just saying, lava. Nigga. I mean, there's somewhere.
It's time in the movie to check up on Black Manta again, because you know what's he been up to? He has a super high tech, manta shaped ship. And
that the government made.
That the government made.
Yeah, it's a prototype. Link.
I like how this movie gives us title cards for locations that aren't real, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
they're like, oh, somewhere in the ocean, Black Manta. I'm sorry, African American Manta. Ocean Master appears via water hologram, and he's like, "Here's the money I paid you in gold coins." Because
he was in like the North Sea where all the Aurora Borealis goes on.
Oh, it's well lit for being in the middle of the ocean.
And he was like, "Hey, that submarine was built to shit, but it worked. What the fuck are you yelling at me for?" So here's some gold bullion. That
Is he racist?
Probably he did throw it on the ground.
Because he threw it on the ground. He's like, it was implied, "Pick it up, boy." That's what I heard.
Yeah,
and it's one of his voice too.
And he's like, you said boy, and anyway. So he was like, nah, I don't want your money. I want to kill Aquaman. He was like, that nigga will wash you, bro. The fuck you gonna do about it? Take your money and go be happy with your dead dad.
Wow, too soon.
And so Mira's like, all right, come to the ocean, and you gotta be the king. But they got mad at him for jumping to fight two squares, but no one like hipped him to the game.
Yeah, she gave him a lot of exposition about like what Atlantis is and how it got here, and because they were too power hungry and somehow ended up taking to the bottom of the ocean. And some people evolved into crab monsters, some people became seahorse thingies. And
seahorses, crab monsters, brine.
Yep.
The merchant tribe, the other humans that live under the sea. So it's 2 humans live under the sea. The seahorses. I didn't get 7. They said 7.
And the
desert people died out, and the merchant people. So 2 people died out.
The merchant people are also mer people, correct?
No,
they're not. That would be too much.
Yeah, two races died out. Never mind. All right, this was 7. So
there's a whole lot of rules in this movie. I hope you were taking notes. I took notes. This movie wants you to take notes and like make a legend so you can refer to it later.
What tripped me out is like first of all, Jason Momoa smells worse than underwater garbage. Somebody would have told you. Second of all, they threw all the ocean out of the trash except for the ocean that's hiding her ship. I mean, except for the trash ocean that's hiding her ship.
Oh, nice. I missed that.
Yeah.
So she was hiding her ship in a shipping container.
Underwater.
And she said that Jason Momoa smells, which I have a hard time believing.
Underwater, too.
Then he smells himself underwater.
Oh, wait, no, you can smell underwater. Sharks. Anyway. Then we get...
Zubok, you're right. Yeah.
Then we get Avatar 2.
It looks a whole lot like Avatar. It's when we watched Avatar before it made itself.
Visually stunning. Understand all the visuals that they had underwater traffic, my nigga. That shit hurt my feelings. I wanted to leave. I'm like, nigga, there's traffic underwater? This is bullshit, brother. I was enraged.
You're just gripping your seat like.
I didn't come here for this. I didn't come here for fucking traffic underwater. That's just bullshit.
The movie tried to explain it because the movie explains everything.
It's the border wall.
He's like, oh yeah, don't worry, we have a super border wall. There's guns on it. Nobody can ever get past the guns. This won't matter to the movie at all. Don't worry about it. But remember it for later.
So she was like, well, I've got a diplomatic immunity, and he missed the point to say it's been revoked. But anyway, that'd have been a whole different movie. And so they go to an underwater pirate ship inside of Atlantis because meeting outside of Atlantis is stupid.
It's literally impossible. Also, they need to have a scene where it's not underwater briefly because the budget ran out.
Really? Or are you just making that up?
I made that up.
You can say.
This is the part where we meet Willem Dafoe, who criminally has a man bun. I hope he got paid all the money in the world to be in this movie because he has a man bun. He doesn't deserve that. He's Willem Dafoe. Respect him.
And he was like,
and his hair, please.
Vaco, my step uncle, and not Vaco from Chronicles of Riddick, which is a great movie. I love that movie. It's my favorite Vin Diesel movie. Also, the reason why I love Carl Urban.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, the part about loving Carl Urban, I didn't know that was the origin of
where I love Carl Urban from. Yeah.
Hmm.
I've seen Chronicles of Riddick.
Also, I kind of want Carl Urban to make his own brand of bourbon. I'll call it Carl Bourbon.
Carl Urban's bourbon.
Oh, even better.
Yes.
So we meet Willem Dafoe, who gives more exposition, of course.
And he's like, "Do you remember what I taught you on our beach days back in the young?"
He's like, "Do you want to have a flashback right now? Because apparently I was training you before."
Because this movie needs to be 2 hours and 20 minutes.
It has to be, or else we're going to get penalized millions of dollars.
Yes.
Like there's been legislature. The superhero movies have to be 2 hours and 20
like
minutes.
if we don't use up all the money, we have to give it back.
We just have to burn it.
Yeah. And so
when you were a young boy, I trained you how to be an Atlantean. Atlanteans can like swim underwater really fast and are super strong, and we can see in the dark like a cat.
Yeah.
You're basically a sea.
And I taught you how to spin a trident really, really fast. But
which is the greatest trick in the world.
Yeah.
You're a sea cat.
And so while they're catching up, everything's going all around. Boom! Side explosion.
Oh, it happens so many times. Yeah. I wish you were joking.
And so they get the stormtroopers get up in there and they're getting fucking like smacked up.
But this fight is totally different because it's with swords, and the guys are different colors.
Yeah, and they were the elite troops. But then they had to, and then only royal blood can breathe water and ocean. Breathe ocean. And so Baco and...
So many rules. At this point I got confused. I'm like, wait a minute.
I remember.
Wait a minute.
Baco and Mur hide because they can't be seen because treason. They use treason a lot. Almost as much as side explosions.
So fight. Aquaman is fighting these dudes, and everything's going pretty well for a while. But then he gets knocked unconscious.
Yeah, which they shouldn't have been on his level because they were fighting in like regular atmosphere.
Yeah,
in a pocket.
I feel like they wouldn't be. I don't know. Did they train outside of water? Because I mean, that's his element, which they say later in the movie.
And the funny part is like no one was suspicious of how he got fucking to Atlantis.
Apparently not.
If you just would have did your job, Ocean Master. If you just would have did your job.
How'd you get into the secret area that nobody knows about? Like you need the whistle to get here.
Exactly. All right. Did you get 3 flutes and just come to the into the game?
But that's the only way to get here. You need 3 flutes.
And so they're in the nicest palace. Looks like heaven.
Oh, it definitely is.
Yeah,
it's white heaven.
White heaven. The best heaven. All right, Mormon heaven. Because they got money to make those palaces. You know that that hill on top of the one in Oakland that you see from like fucking space, and the Acorn projects. Shit, those should be palaces. I want to go up in there one day, but I don't think they let me in because we don't get to go to heaven
unless they bleach your skin.
Yeah, being black is evil. You gotta renounce your blackness. Actual doctor.
Ocean. This is where we meet Aquaman meets his half brother, Alaman.
And he's like he's being a douche. He's like, bro, like I knew about you and I always loved you, bro. Like you're part of me, bro. And he was like, bro, I just want to let you know that you're not alone. They killed your mom and you mad at me. Your dad killed your mom and you mad at me. Okay. Whatever, Chief.
Yeah, and King Orm has a really good point at this point. He says that, and he's like, listen, I just want to start a war. Humans are trash. Look what they did to the ocean. Look what
he's right. Hey, he's right. But he didn't have his antennas on a thing because as soon as y'all started winning this war, they're fucking nuking the ocean. So if you was gonna do it right and disarm all the nuclears, you'd been fine.
He doesn't know anything about that, I guess.
Yeah.
He doesn't listen to like Ocean NPR, so he's kind of uninformed.
Ocean NPR.
So,
all you had to do was look on Breitbart.
Luckily, Mara and Willem Dafoe and Aquaman had literally no plan except for like finding this mystery trident. Oh, I forgot to mention that earlier. So the plan is to look for this royal trident.
Okay, but that no one believes in because they live in a fucking city underwater. And Steppenwolf came from fucking outer space.
But a trident is too hard to believe. Even though aliens exist. And you live underwater.
And there's the fucking mother boxes that can boom you between dimensions. Okay, whatever.
So Aquaman challenges King Orm to an Agni Kai.
And they were like, no! Actually, this was actually the scene from from Avatar. He accidentally challenged him to Agni Kai.
He was like, I think this is a bad idea. You got to fight in the Ring of Fire, and there's a bunch of other rules. and it's not gonna go well.
Yeah, actually, she bailed him out. Like he wasn't getting his ass whooped. For how much they said he was outmatched in the water, he was not getting his ass whooped. Yeah, he broke that nigga's trident and shit like that, but he should have just stabbed you. Like,
why did they act like it was over? He's like, you can't possibly fight. I mean, if this is a movie, like you just still kick the weapon out of his hand. It wasn't over.
Yeah. Vago didn't train him well enough.
Oh yeah, we get another training flashback to him fighting or teaching him how to fight. He's like, did you forget? No, I remember
everything. Yeah. He's like, I am Aquaman. Anyway, I can't wait for the Super Cafe.
I like how during this flashback, Willem Dafoe was like, young Aquaman asked if he can meet his mom, and he's like, she's super busy right now. She can't meet you right now. Then he asks him again. He's like, oh yeah, by the way, they fed your mom to a sea monster. Sorry, I didn't tell you earlier.
I don't know how you take it like this.
You're right. I would have been pretty mad.
But telling me younger.
And he's like, wait, fed to sea beasts. So you're saying my mom's dead? Is that what you're saying? He actually said that. Then we get to the Agni Kai fight, and it kind of looks like Ragnarok. It's in like the stadium. They'll need a jumbotron. People are acting like they can see. They can't see shit.
Bro, they were actually hiding behind a rock fighting one time.
I mean, you can't see shit. People are just like yelling and like screaming and like, yeah, this is awesome. It looks like.
Oh, okay. Once they got into fucking Atlantis, they had like fucking whales moving cargo and shit like that. Did we say this?
No, go ahead.
They had whales moving cargoes and shit like that, and I was fucking appalled. Like, this is not cool, even though this is fake. But this perpetuates a culture that we should use animals for service, which we should not do. Fucking let all animals out of fucking aquariums and let all animals out of zoos.
You know what? That was bullshit. We should treat whales better than that. And to say that Atlanteans use whales for that's bullshit. I couldn't fucking believe it. But
y'all so more sophisticated than us. But y'all got these motherfucking animals working like dogs and shit like that.
Yeah, these are highly intelligent beasts and they deserve respect.
Exactly.
Also, whales need to breathe. I don't think they can be that deep underwater.
Yeah, like.
Again, not reading the zoo books.
Exactly. Fixing the world, right? So they had the fight, and then Mira's like, she saw his gauge. He started blinking red. I've been playing Zelda.
Nice. So yeah, Mira bails him out.
And then she was like, they were like, treason. And it was like, treason. And so they're flying. And
I got really nauseous during this fight. The camera was spinning around way too much. Luckily, I brought Dramamine with me.
Nice. So there's an underwater high-speed chase, and he's like, well, I guess we got to go over the wall. I thought going over the wall was a bad idea. Woo-choo!
There's bogeys under 6. What does that mean? There's bad guys. Eep. Why didn't you just say that? The jokes in this movie are not funny at all.
Yeah. I wrote them. And they get shot down.
They're great.
Okay. So they get shot down, and they get out of it, but nobody was there.
They crash into lava and narrowly escape it.
Yeah, and then they hide inside of a whale like Pinocchio, which is fine.
And she's like, "How'd you know this would work? We could have died." I'm like, "No, how would they have died?"
First of all, it fucking looks like a sperm whale, and it was filter feeding. They don't even have teeth.
Yeah, there's literally no way they could have died.
Yeah.
Did she not know what whales are?
Anyway, and so because no one, they have all the life senses in the world, but she's dead.
Yeah, they just literally have no way to find them, and so Aquaman asks what our next step is, and she's like, "Do you want to go on like a whirlwind adventure?"
They was like, "We have like $20 million for 40 minutes of a movie that we really didn't need."
Yeah, like the movie definitely has to cut the budget for a long time. I didn't understand. I'm like, "What movie? What the fuck are you doing?" But you know what they did have money for?
African American Manta's foot suit.
Oh yes, they did, and they had money to pay Pitbull for a terrible cover of a Toto song.
Oh, that's what that was.
I almost left the theater.
Remember when Pitbull was like black?
He was.
Oh, Pitbull! Did you ever listen when he was like rapping?
No.
He is very good rapper. When he was like a nigga from when he was just a little Chico from 305. before he was Mr. Worldwide.
Before Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah, when he was 305. That nigga can rap.
This movie saw The Mummy also.
Yeah.
Because I think that James Wan's direction for Jason Momoa and Mira at this point was like, is there a way you can like invoke the charm and comedic timing of Brendan Fraser? Because if we could do that during this whole like traveling sequence, that'd be great.
Could you imagine if they was making superhero movies back then and they told Brendan Fraser, "Hey, get buff for this movie"?
Man,
could you imagine like 300 pounds? Because he's already like 6'4", right?
Yeah.
Like 300-pound Brendan Fraser, youngin.
Brendan Fraser, I mean, he was.
Because the niggas wasn't getting that big for movies back then, bro. He was cutting the money, bro, but like extra 30 pounds of muscle, Brendan Fraser.
Man, I need a beach towel.
And real comedy, bro.
He was.
Could you imagine the Mummy, the first Mummy, right? And 2. And Odette Fair was big in the movie too. And was it John Hassel or if John Hassel was in the movie, right?
That was a lot of sexy.
Bro, just a beef off where they just like that's how they settle all their arguments.
A beef off.
Just be 300 pounds of muscle. It's like Rachel Weisz would have lost her shit. Anyway, weird tangents. So while they on there going to Eastside Agrabah, they was like, all right, well, treason, so Mira has to die, and they all have to die. And Dolph was like, I will murder you if you touch my daughter. And so he was like, God damn it, I can't let him murder me because he's a fucking real thug.
It's like, okay, fine, then just kill Arthur and bring.
No. It was like bring them both back. He's like, I'll send my guard to get them.
Wink, wink, wink. Everything's fine, King. By the way, I have to leave the room for a while. Don't worry about it.
He's like, I gotta take this call. And so he calls African American. Well, not before he's African American man yet. He was like, hey, look here, bro. You want your revenge? I got this super suit, and it's pretty dope, but it looks shitty. Maybe you could jazz it up how you people do, you know.
Maybe put some of your own flavor on it. If you know what I mean.
Flavor,
yeah.
You know, make the pants ride a little low, you know.
He gives him a super soaker. He's like, it's cool. You put water in it, and lasers come out.
He's like, science. So, all right. And so this nigga immediately goes to work on this shit. So you mean to tell me, not only is this nigga a super duper fucking pirate.
1.
He also is a weapons fucking expert, right?
2.
But he's smart enough to take Atlantean technologies that don't even fucking make sense. They turn water into plasma energy, right?
3.
And make it not only fashion the suit, but then fashion the eyes. Like he reprogrammed the whole shit, and then put shit that wasn't in the suit in the first place, and then painted that shit a nice matte black.
Well, he went to ITT Tech.
Mm-hmm.
He went to art school. He has an AA in digital art because he's fantastic at character design.
Are you ready for it?
What?
And this is
AutoCAD.
And this is the social commentary of this movie is talking about yes, black fathers in the household, but if you guys aren't giving the right message, somebody can flourish this young man's dream. This young man's genius and shit like that. He could have been so many things, but now he's a fucking pirate with laser beams, which is a better job.
Okay, that's true, but they're just saying that given the right tools, anyone could flourish.
Exactly. He has alien technology, basically alien fucking technology, and he fashioned it into himself, bro. And so it's like, wow, bro. It's like, what could he have done if he'd actually had the right things, right upbringing?
Yeah, you're right. It is really saying that given the right tutelage, we could either be the president, Barack Obama, or we could be a villainous pirate in Black Manta.
And I mean, the scale is, you know, I wouldn't murder people. I'd pirate. I just wouldn't murder all willy nilly. If I had to knock a nigga down, I'd knock a nigga down. But they were murdering a little too willy nilly.
What I thought was like wildly unbelievable about this scene, not only that he did all of that shit, but literally like we saw Arthur and Mira in Agrabah adventuring, and then we cut back to them seemingly minutes later. Like not much has happened. They're walking in one scene, and when they cut back to them, they're still walking. So in movie time, it's telling us that minutes have passed.
That nigga did all that shit in minutes. Then
he did like weeks of R&D, and he's like, I'm gonna need a bigger helmet. And just in minutes,
only had one mishap.
It's pretty good.
Fucking genius. Fuck Tony Stark. So then they get
in a cave with scraps.
Nice. That's nice, cool. Then they saw some funny shaped rocks and they blew it open. And then Mira had seen Fifth Element.
Oh yeah, that shit looks.
You like that? You like that?
Just like Fifth Element.
So she was like, "Oh, it needs water." So she gets some water with her finger, or with her. She went to Scarlet Witch School of Finger Acting.
Oh yeah.
This is fucking fire. We're tired. And so she does. So she's like doing that voodoo shit, and she pulls out a drop of water.
She's like, imagine you're playing an invisible harp.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be like that. It's gonna be fine. Just go ahead and do that.
And then he was like, "Oh, you did all that where I could have just peed on it." And I was like, "How did any of y'all got thinking y'all just walked through a whole fucking desert?" I'm pretty sure that's like your kryptonite.
That feels like suicide.
Yeah.
Walking for miles in the desert.
But you're a water person. You're a whole ass water person.
Yeah. Wouldn't that mean death?
Yeah.
Y'all are fish. And you'd have fish. Okay, whatever. Don't think about it too much.
Mm-hmm. So, old Betamax tape pops up. And his Super King was like, "Hey."
Wow. You said Super King. I wrote down Super King also.
Oh, just nice. He was like, he whoever be worthy shall have the powers of fucking Aquaman. That was actually the line.
You're gonna have to go on another globe-trotting adventure because it isn't hidden here.
Mm-hmm.
But this movie has to be over 2 hours and 20 minutes. So
what?
Okay.
You're
gonna have to go to another destination.
Which white man gave every other white man in James Wan the idea that at the center of the earth is dinosaurs? Like, where is it? Like, because somebody believes this shit because it's in so many fucking movies.
I found that in the Venn diagram that is conspiracy theories.
Mm-hmm. I just want to know where that actually comes from. That at the center of the earth is it Jules Verne? Because somebody believes that might be a fucking fictional thing. If we could actually get there, there could be dinosaurs. Somebody believes, hey, there could be dinosaurs at the center of the earth.
That's kind of what Godzilla is about.
Yeah.
That there's like 9 monsters. Some are here to protect the earth. Some are here to destroy it.
And first of all, Godzilla is playing this shot really. If Godzilla sucked, I'd be okay with it.
King of Monsters?
Yeah. If King of Monsters suck, I'd be okay with it because y'all are cutting some fucking trailers.
Man,
I've watched the first trailer like 20 times.
But the second trailer, I think I wept tears of joy.
Mm-hmm. From my penis.
Yeah.
So that was speed up because we're still hot.
It's been a great show,
And so then it was like, all right, well, you got to go to Santorini, Greece, and film a video with Rick Ross, and cause irreparable damage.
The small town is destroyed,
bro.
They're never gonna make wine again.
And so they go there. How do they get to Greece?
They don't show it at all.
Okay.
They just like figure out that they need to go there, and then they basically whale wipe, and then they're there.
Whale wipe, nice.
Now this scene in which Mara makes dolphins and seahorses appear in the pond for a little Italian girl is on par with the Catwoman basketball scene and the Daredevil playground fight. It is some of the corniest bullshit I've seen in a superhero movie ever, and I cringed. I was embarrassed to be here.
Well, this is her. Okay, this is her first time being around humans, bro. And then she had to everybody ain't. Men are trash, but she found out not all men.
She really did.
She really just found out humans are trash. Yes, we are terrible, but not all humans, right?
She discovered something that day.
Yeah, and then she also discovered that Pinocchio's from a children's book, and that nigga's like, reading? That's stupid. But he's also the most educated nigga in the whole fucking universe.
Yeah, they completely contradicted that in about 2 minutes later.
Yeah, and so he solved the riddle about looking into a king's eye and shit like that, which I didn't get. And then he sees, oh yeah, out there to the city, out there where World's End, Jack Sparrow land. Yeah, that's where we gotta go.
And you know what? Arthur just gave us a bunch of exposition, so you know what that means.
And so they're looking at each other closely, and everything's cool because I think he's about to hit her over the head with it, and then boom, slide explosion.
I didn't see it coming at all.
It
hadn't happened for about 15 minutes.
Black Manta pulls up. Whoo! And that black thing with the red highlights, bro. Oh.
He got out of a red. He hopped out of the backseat passenger of a red Volkswagen Rabbit.
But you ruined it, nigga. I was saying it was a cool car. You don't know Volkswagen Rabbit.
Oh, it was a Boys in the reference.
Okay. Anywho, and so then we got a chase scene through. I keep calling it Santorini. Oh no, they were in Sicily or somewhere. Anyway, so they blowing that shit up.
It's actually Vancouver, Quebec. according to the credits. I stayed all the way through the credits.
Yeah, you were.
All the way.
I went to the bathroom and came back to see. And so they blowing up everything. There's collateral damage. People are dead.
Black Manta shoots him and he actually gets like horribly burned.
Yeah,
like horribly.
Because plasma, you know.
It still looks like third degree.
Yeah.
It looks like he put a Pop-Tart in the toaster, cut it in half, and put it directly on his skin.
Mm-hmm. He looked like them Instagram models that put on blackface. These bitches really make themselves look black for the shit. Anyway.
Mara fights some stormtroopers.
With stormtrooper aim.
And
like, how hard is that? Like, you train your shot. Like, they're not missing by narrow margin, and she's not even doing serpentine.
No, they're used to firing under the sea.
No. You still need your fucking target.
You have to adjust for the waves.
Okay.
And the undercurrent.
Fine, I'll fuck with you on that one.
Alright, see, so
shooting
in the air is completely different.
Yeah, they don't know the shot. But after 2 or 3 shots, you know you ain't gotta pull your shit to the rack.
But she does pretty well for a while, and like every Resonance plays, she's like, wake me up inside.
And then the main stormtrooper saw X-Men The Last Stand. And he's like, I'm the Juggernaut, bitch! And he just runs through everybody's houses.
This movie hates walls.
Bro. A lot of movies hate walls. It's not even him. At least he didn't have a blue trash bead.
I was hoping it did.
So
then Mara is like the Phoenix, and she kills the guy with a bunch of wine.
Mm-hmm. Well, they had still because even though they were elite guard, they weren't princes. So all she had to do was pop the bubble, and then like they couldn't breathe real air, but jumping in the water would have been stupid because they were like damn near on the island.
Yeah, they were really close to water.
Yeah,
but
one dude had to put his hand in the garbage can and the toilet paper, and they left him there. So anyway,
yeah, he died.
Aquaman puts like a screwdriver in Black Manta's suit, and that nigga flies off.
Black Manta's like, call me Black Manta, even though there's no reason for me to add black to my name.
Mm-hmm.
I actually did this myself, and I want you to know that I'm Black Manta.
Mm-hmm.
Also, do you know who I am? I fought you on a submarine. Do you remember?
He's like, yeah, if you'd have just killed both of us or saved my dad,
it would have been fine. But you literally caused this problem.
This was you. Thou shalt not kill, even though people that do killed. But you should have killed me too. Don't leave any loose ends.
This was the best.
That's why niggas drop all the bodies.
That's right.
If you, like, nigga, when that nigga JC said we gotta kill the witness because free beer's sticking out, I was like, he's really one of the greatest rappers of all time. He really is, bro.
Freeway?
Chicken.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Freeway.
Except when that nigga said solid water, Ice Cube, get it? Solid water,
This was the best part of the movie. And Black Manta just falls off a cliff and smashes onto the rocks.
It was like he did that goofy yell too.
Yeah, he did. he fell off like Macaulay Culkin in The Good Son.
Nice. You see that commercial, the Google commercial?
I did.
Yeah, it was nice, right?
Yeah, it was.
He doesn't look drugged out anymore.
No, he cleaned up real nice.
Yeah. He got all fat too. You can tell he was on that shit. But you know, makeup and everything like that. Now they can reboot Home Alone where he lets his kids at home. Because that's all white people do now.
Child negligence.
Bro, if he was black, they'd have took your kids from you. They did that shit twice.
Man, the second time had to be on purpose.
Bro. Man, that's fucking child negligence, bro. They did this shit twice, and nobody took the kid. Callister's, there's 2 fan theories. One, he's the CEO of Exxon, and 2, that nigga's selling big weight.
He has to.
Did you see that house on that street?
That house is fantastic.
He paid for everybody to go to fucking Florida.
Like it was nothing.
And who goes to fucking Florida? Gotta do like real niggas like me and go to Hawaii, criminal. Anyway. Where we?
So Black Manta falls off the cliff and he's lame. This is lame as fuck. The best part of the movie. Aquaman is like mortally wounded, and he's like, Mara, they've been tracking you somehow.
He's like, oh yeah, the bracelet he gave me that was ugly anyway.
And she's like, oh, it's so obvious now.
Yeah. And so they charter a boat. Well, no, they didn't charter a boat. So he wakes up and with seaweed on the shit. Aquaman doesn't have a healing factor anyway. And he was like, did you just take his boat? She was like, oh, really? And that's an honest mistake. She did rob a boat. But that nigga didn't get his deposit back because they destroyed that bitch. They ruined a lot of lives in this movie.
They really did.
Yeah.
This is, and she heals him with the power of seaweed.
You know what the greatest part about it is? They got all the trash out the ocean. So even though the beaches suck, the ocean's fine. So all they have to do is clean up the beaches.
That's not bad.
Yeah. This movie's actually win-win. Anyway.
Back underwater, King Orm talks to Willem Dafoe, and he's like, "By the way, I know you've been stepping out on me and committing lots of treason. I somehow I knew the whole time, but just now I'm saying something. I know you helped Arthur. I know you team Arthur, and you want to help him usurp the throne. So I'm gonna send you to jail, but not kill you."
Yeah, killing you would have been way easier. But anyway, and so like they're out in the middle of the ocean, and they see the end of the world. Then they start seeing bodies coming back the other way, and she's like, "Dad, get on the ship, Dad." And he's like, "No, it's my time is over." Don't know what movie that is. Huh?
I don't.
Yeah. Pirates of the Caribbean. That world's end.
Okay, definitely never seen it.
I know.
I'm kind of like, why are they on a boat? Because they can swim really fast. Oh, okay. No, yeah.
Well, no, she had to be on a boat because he was dying. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Haha, win. And so then, like, somebody's spider senses start singling, and it was like the scariest motherfuckers in the movie. Good creature design right there. The Brine jump on the ship, and they was about to just the Brine are down for murder. It's on site with the Brine because they live in the deepest, darkest, and there's no pineapples under the sea, and they all live like fucking roaches.
And this part looks like Mortal Kombat 11. A few of them come at first, and for some reason there's like spears sticking out. A few of them get impaled, and then fight for a little bit. But then the ship gets overrun by them, and quickly Arthur discovers that they're afraid of flares.
Well, he made a fucking educated guess. He was like, "Wait, these niggas look at the bottom of the sea. Oh, that means they don't have light. Fuck them up." And the flares went that right, whatever. And so the really cool thing.
Flares last for hours, but they burn out incredibly quickly.
Because that wouldn't even been a problem just having the shit burn the whole time.
That's my biggest pet peeve in film is inaccurate depiction of flares.
Flare, yeah.
It's a big problem in Hollywood.
Epidemic.
Also, this movie is like a problem for me is like the screen being too crowded, and when they dive into the bottom of the ocean, there's like a million brine that are swimming after them.
Yeah, and understand this because all they do is fuck and be in the dark. All right. Anyway. Also, a really cool shot. You can't tell me that's not a really cool shot. You didn't like that shot?
Oh, when they're swimming.
Yeah, and all the brine's coming?
It was way too much.
So, but you didn't like it?
No.
It reminded me of, even though I wasn't scared for it once, it reminded me of that time in 47 Meters Below. When she opened up the flare and then that nigga said, "Ah!" I was like, "Ah!"
Shark scare?
Yeah. No, when the shark got scared. I was like, "Oh, I got scared and the shark got scared? Cool. Everybody's good." And so then he got to swim through Brine City, and like, it's the flares keep going out because
maybe they got those flares at the dollar store.
They was in the boat for a while. They run out this. They don't have much ammonium sulfite.
Oh, that's true.
That's not what that is.
They're old flares.
Yeah, old flares. Yeah, and they're wet.
That's true.
Because anyway, so he has to swim on the auto level and just like he seems like he could have just swam faster. But then it was like, oh shit, that's the place they needed to go was also the place she said we can't go there because it'll rip us apart. And it was like, but we know it's not here. It's probably there.
And the movie's telling us to go there.
Yeah.
It'll probably be fine. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. The screen's closing up the boat. We can't go back. The screen's closing back. Anyway.
So they get there and everything's fine. And then we get a title card that says Earth's Core.
Because, duh. And then I saw, I want to tell another Brendan Fraser joke, but this seemed like Journey to the Center of Earth.
No, it really did.
Yeah.
I wrote, there's several times in my notes where I said Brendan Fraser. There's secret dinosaurs in this movie.
They had raptors and shit, bro.
And there's pterodactyls and everything.
Pterodactyl.
Mara's already washed up on the beach, and Arthur sees a mysterious figure standing over her. And instead of quickly running to her aid, he decides to dramatically look at her from a distance. And it appears to be a woman wearing a suit made out of crab legs.
It's the suit you get for the underwater level in Breath of the Wild.
Oh, you're right. Snow crab. She takes off her helmet and her pincers, and it's Nicole Kidman.
Motherfucking Kidman.
Aquaman.
And then Mira's like, "Oh, you're alive," and then we get a dramatic reveal, and even though he's never seen her ever, but he knew that was his mom because of his fish senses. He's like, "Mom," and I was like trying not to cry because this old black man was sitting next to me.
He hugged her despite her suit being covered in spikes.
Remember, this is Asgardian steel.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, he stabbed him. Black Manta stabbed him, and he's like, this steel hit me, and he's like, oh, this is Atlantean steel, my nigga. And I was like, this is Thor. Anyway.
This movie definitely watched Thor twice.
Yeah. And so they was like, well, it's time to wrap up the movie, but first you gotta finish your final trial because you're a reluctant hero, but we need a hero. You're not the hero that we want, but you're a hero that we need, bro.
Listen, don't worry about it. I know where the trident is, but between you and the trident, just beyond this waterfall, there's a super monster.
Yeah, no one wanted to say Kraken.
No. They couldn't say Kraken.
Like,
that shit was definitely a Kraken, but I think they were like legally barred from saying Kraken.
Like, nigga, I think it's used too many times this fucking millennia. And so I was like, no, nigga, it's a Kraken, right? It's fucking Kraken. We know what Krakens are. Everybody knows what the fucking Kraken is because you didn't see it in some movie. Hotel Transylvania, you didn't see that shit. Pirates of the Caribbean, Kraken Rum. It's like, Kraken's everywhere. Everybody knows what the fucking Kraken is. Just say Kraken.
They're like, no.
What's the Godzilla one? Clash of the Titans. Krakens, nigga. And it's also fun to say when you're describing a party.
It is. Kraken is great under any context.
Mm-hmm. Not crack-a-lackin' Chris Rock. And that's how you know he let white people say the N-word around him because he said crack-a-lackin'.
I don't ever want to say that word. I'm going to edit that out, actually. Cue dramatic hero music.
Mm-hmm. And so he goes under the waterfall, and then he was like, oh shit, this trident. The coast is clear. Like, there's no big monsters around here in this bitch. And so we get to talking, some lady, sexy lady's voice, like, oh, you. She's like, yeah, you're not a king, you're a half-breed. I think it was like Draco's mom. She was like, you fucking mudblood. That's how I felt.
He fights, and the monsters, like, they have kind of a back and forth.
Slap boxing and shit like that. And then he was getting his ass whooped, and she was about to murder him. And then he was like, fish power, fish power, fish power, fish power.
He's like, wait a minute, you can talk to me?
She was like, bro, I've been so lonely, even though we've been talking the whole time.
That's, all these years, I just want to have a good, stimulating conversation.
Bro, you know how hard it is to bar this shit for eternity?
Yeah, like, I mean, I meet people, but, like, I feel like they're not really, like, intellectually or emotionally on the same level that I am.
They're not worthy to be down here, bro. I've been waiting for somebody that can talk to fishes. Telepathy. Even though I can also talk.
Yeah, that didn't really make much sense to me, but whatever. And then we have a flashback to when Arthur is a kid again, and he's like...
Boom! Side explosion.
Holy shit, that actually scared the shit out of me.
I know, I saw it. I saw a little jump. See, that's how the movie works. You weren't expecting that shit. Bam.
They flash back to him as a boy, and he's like, oh yeah, I can talk to fish. In case you forgot you were watching Aquaman.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, movie. I like when movies...
You know what the funny part about Aquaman is? Everybody just says, oh, this nigga talk to fish. Like, that's the running joke about Aquaman and shit like that. They had to jazz it up for the big screen, and I'm happy with what they did. They chose a brown person. He's brown enough. They chose a brown person to be Aquaman, cool. But everybody knows that one thing, this nigga can talk to fish, and I wanted to see the hand come off. Sorry, Joss Whedon would have did it.
You can't do that in the first movie.
Fish can. Joss Whedon would have did it.
Oh, you did that last movie. That was 90s extreme Aquaman. Yeah. He'd just be out here with one arm and shit.
He's like a hook. Like, and then Batman makes him a new one because they don't like playing for the CGI anymore.
That's right. So there's this weird scene where it looks like Cerebro and like there's like brain waves going through the ocean, and he's talking to all the fish, I guess. Then Aquaman emerges from the waterfall.
Oh no! She says, "You know what? I'm gonna let you try the trident, but." Even though I think you're worthy, he might not think you're worthy. And I thought there was going to be some dramatic pull. And he just yank. Wink.
Yeah, it's kind of anticlimactic.
And then he was leaving. And I was like, you going to leave all that fly ass shit over? And then this nigga come out the waterfall. And he was like, dun-dun-dun. And that was anticlimactic.
It really was.
Yeah, like all that splooging from a waterfall. And I was like, my pants are dry. So.
I know, the movie really should have upped the ante on that. Like,
exactly. It could have been a see-through. He could have had fishnets on.
I know, they should have had the nipples cut out.
Yeah. I mean, Batman did it with George Clooney. If it had nipple guards under shit, bro, like, he's fucking like 6'4" and just a beefcake. He's sexy because of his wife. Like, that's how you know how sexy he is. Lisa Bonet is his wife. Like, that's a different kind of sexy. That's that dirty dread sexy. Like you only can be like half black to be like that dirty looking sexy. You can't be all black and be dirty sexy. Right?
It's impressive. Not a lot of people can pull that off.
Yeah, Bonet does it. Kravitz does it.
Let me cut to the Battle of the Brine, because I know where it is because the movie tells me that.
Oh my bad. Fucking Jimmy Hansu was in this movie, and this nigga get murdered by the fucking thing because the merchant, and then he didn't kill the daughter because they're like, well, you're the queen, so now you can do this shit. He murdered fucking Jimmy Hansu. They brought Jimmy Hansu in this movie for no reason.
There's a lot of things for no reason in this movie. There's basically the Ocean Master is like playing Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm. You've never even seen Game of Thrones.
I've seen 7 episodes.
Okay, fine. Is it good?
No, don't ever watch it.
Really?
Yes.
Everybody just like jizzes all over that thing. Hot take, he says Game of Thrones is trash.
Okay.
That's gonna get us canceled. That is. Thanks, it was fun doing the show. Actually, edit that shit out.
We're too busy watching other things. It's probably good. So we're in the Brine Kingdom, and we're getting
not the Brine Kingdom, the Crab Kingdom.
The Crab Kingdom, and we get to see like super crabs fighting everything else in the ocean.
Mm-hmm. Hey, real nigga crabs though, bro.
Oh yeah.
They was like, well, if we gonna die, they gonna get fucked. And even with 2 armies, them niggas like, hey, bro, we can't just run up on these crab niggas, bro. We gotta do a sneak this, and then just try and hit them with everything we got, cause these niggas, these crab motherfuckers, they hard to kill.
Oh yeah, Ocean Master's going hard. He's like, listen, King Crab, you're gonna give me the army, and he's like, nah, fuck that.
He was like, you suck my crab dick.
Kill me. You can have my army, but I ain't doing shit. Kill me.
And they was like, see, the crabs had the medieval weapons. They was throwing the fireballs, some lava rockets, shit like that. They had the high tech shit, but then blunt instruments was just whooping their ass, right?
Oh, they had super crabs though, but they're probably delicious.
Now that's the crab I would crack and eat that meat, cause that's what if I want to work that hard to crack that shit, I know I'm getting all that meat though.
Exactly. I need like a fistful of crab meat.
Yeah. And so
this movie is really visually crowded. I couldn't see shit.
Oh yeah, they were going back. At least it wasn't orange. Oh wait, it was. They had that DC orange. So they're going back and forth, and I don't know who's winning, but I guess the people are winning. And then still didn't count 5. Oh wait, 2 kingdoms. Oh wait, the 2 human kingdoms, the sea people, Crab and the Brine, which didn't have a king. But anyway, so all is lost for the crab people, and then we hear underwater earthquake, which is the worst kind, bro. They cause fucking.
Aquaman he caused all the tsunamis.
Oh yeah, everybody's dead. Everybody on land did. What he tried to do, he didn't do.
And I think he was trying to save the crab people, but I think he slaughtered thousands of them when he emerges from the water with the knot cracking.
Yeah, but that's how you fucking pull up to an all-out war, though.
Oh no, that was dope.
Yeah,
the ceiling was missing on his car.
Understand? The only person that pulled up harder was Lord of the Rings 2 when fucking Viggo Mortensen jumped off the fucking boat with the ghost. Yeah, that shit was hard. Actually, I'm gonna go watch that scene. Oh, and I want to watch like 15 times in a row Thanos beating the shit out of Hulk. That's satisfying me.
You're a masochist.
No, bro, it's just like how effortlessly he beat the shit out of Hulk and then made him sit out the rest of the movie. Did you see how he like peppered him? He was like parrying and shit like that.
Oh yeah, he was like Roy Jones.
Yeah, y'all almost forgot. Yeah, but it was just so effortlessly. It was like pat pat pat. When he punched the nigga in the throat and he choked. Hey, you know how hard you gotta hit the Hulk to fucking punch him in the throat and the nigga chokes? Anyway, and so he pulls up, kills everybody on everybody's sides, and didn't even show any magical powers, even though he had the super trident.
He's controlling the Kraken at this point, right?
No, the Kraken's fucking wilding out.
No, but he's controlling the Kraken with his mind powers because it's a sea creature, making this monster fight against its will.
No, the Kraken wanted the blood. It's a bloodthirsty cannibal. And so he pulls up. There's fucking megalodons eating crabs. There's fucking sharks. Like they had the sharks on leash, but on leash. And then he was like, "Oh wait, these are sea creatures. Go against your masters." Then they start eating the masters and shit like that. You know. And
again, this movie did not read its zoo books. There's orcas and sea turtles here.
Like under the fuck, they're like nigga. The crabs are walking on the bottom of the ocean. First of all, orcas can't even go that fucking deep. Anyway,
and they need to breathe.
And they need to fucking breathe. But anyway, and megalodons and shit like that, and giant tortoises, my nigga. Anyway, and so Mira's like, "Hey, nigga, I think we need to stop this war because everybody's fucking dying." Oh wait, the nigga, everybody believed Aquaman was a true king when he pulled up with the Brides. Like he pulled up with the Crips and the Bloods, and he was like, he united both gangs. He's the king of LA.
He just wanted peace in the ocean because there had been too much bloodshed, and he's like realized why the kingdoms came together in the first place to protect us from the brutality of the ocean police.
Hey, but when the Brimes showed there, bruh, nigga, again, the Brimes was the scene. All right, redemption for the movie, cause that nigga pulled up on a Kraken, bro. Only person I see pulled up. Nope, not even as hard. That was the hardest pull up ever in the movie. No one has ever pulled up harder. This nigga pulled up riding the Kraken with the crazy motherfucker. They said, "Hey, he controls the blind. The game's over."
The Kraken was like a little too much. It was,
see that's you. You just want to hate, bro.
It was the biggest thing in the world.
Exactly.
It was like riding Godzilla.
Exactly. But who's ever pulled up on a Kraken, bro, or a Godzilla?
I just didn't know what he was doing. The Kraken literally killed everything.
Exactly. Remember when Optimus Prime pulled up on a dinosaur and that shit was fucking amazing? No. Yes, you did. You didn't like the dragon part, no, but
it seemed a little.
Exactly.
You didn't like. It's a robot riding a dragon.
But you didn't like when he pulled up on a T-Rex? No. But that's like lore. That's like part of the shit, right? Listen. Doesn't he ride fucking T-Rexes? No. Robot T-Rexes?
You fucking respect Grimlock. He's a person. You don't.
I know he is.
You don't fucking ride him.
Nigga, if you could turn into a fucking T-Rex, I'd ride your ass, nigga. Pause.
Respect me.
No, because you're fucking T-Rex.
You're a robot that can turn into a truck.
But it'd be harder if I pulled up on a T-Rex. Nigga, you see how Diddy pulled up on other niggas with dreads. That's how you pull up, bro. And he respects him. He's like, I'm smaller than you, so I'm gonna pull up on you. Anyway.
He's just aimlessly killing everything. He's like, I don't know what's happening.
It's a war, nigga.
I don't really have a side here.
And so Mirror, when he got there, and then the Brian started fucking killing everything, and they, the Brian was just murdering people. They were eating shit, nigga. They was hungry. But they weren't worried about the lights in this time. But I guess they were closing their eyes. Anywho, Mira was like, "Hey, bro, too many people died. It's time to end the war."
And they kiss in the middle of battle because the battlefield is a great place to have a romantic moment, and they love each other because
boom, side fucking explosion.
Definitely. I mean, you fight Ocean Master, fight him on your terms somehow, like. Because this is battle, you can dictate the terms and conditions of the fight.
You know why Thor is a way better movie than this movie?
Why?
Because there was actually a visual transformation when that nigga had the hammer. Yeah, this nigga put on some gold-ass army shit, which was fly. The shit was fly. And I don't know how I thought they weren't going to bring that shit into the thing because it looked mad corny. It did look cool. But you see, when Thor gets that hammer, bro, he's...
Yo, no, you're right. I do need some sort of visual change.
That this nigga
up when he gets like the ultimate weapon.
Yeah.
Also, the powers of the ultimate weapon are kind of undefined.
It was just an unbreakable. It was more unbreakable than the other spears.
Yeah, it's like he paid more for the deluxe version.
Anyway, so he's fighting and shit like that, and it's like even like he still is just a good match, and this nigga got washed under the sea. But this fucking Ocean Master was like, "This all you got, bro? I'm still whatever, bro. My fit's better than y'all. Do you see this shit closes by himself, bro?"
He's like, "Look, this metal mask. When I move my brows, it adjusts." I'm like, "That's really cool."
Oh, and you gotta try it, nigga. It's golden. My shit matched my whole fit, top to bottom.
Yeah, he had the ocean jades.
Nice.
But he narrowly beats him because he has a better weapon.
Oh no. So he was like, "God damn it, how to beat it?" Oh wait, I guess Vaco never taught him the ultimate move, the trident spinning, and that was too much CGI. I was like, "Nigga, you could have just practiced."
He rapidly taps B.
And then, but when Vaco seen that nigga spinning that trident, he went the whole ocean floor. He was like,
Luckily, he was watching on the Jumbotron. And it's cutting back and forth between the fight and Willem Dafoe.
Like somebody behind him slipped, and he was like, "Bro, I'm in water. How did?"
Willem Dafoe is like, "Yes, oh my god, yes, he's winning the fight. He is remembering the training that I trained him for all those years." And it's cutting back and forth between the fight and Willem Dafoe's face, and it's kind of disturbing.
Yeah, and so Ocean Master lost, and he's like, nigga, I lost the fight, and he's like, now you gotta kill me, and he's like, bro, I don't want to kill you. You're my brother. I really love you, dude. Like, we got the same mom, bro. And guess what? Side Michelle Pfeiffer jump in. Oh, there's Nicole Kidman.
Oh, by the way, mom's alive.
Yeah.
Like, she could have probably came in earlier and maybe, like, stopped the whole war and everybody from dying. But she decided to wait until this dramatic point in the story to reveal herself.
Yeah. And so he's like, Mom, still alive? And she was like, oh, don't you remember your father had me killed? Not him, you. And so he's the win. He was like, hey, brother, when you're ready to talk, I'm ready to talk. Ocean Masters is one of his actual villains in the shit, right? There's no reason. There's no redemption. There's no reason for redemption, right?
I don't know anything about Aquaman.
All right,
but they have very Loki and Thor dynamic.
Mm-hmm. Nah, it's way better. Don't you put that shit on.
Then I think at this point, Arthur is crowned Super King of the Ocean, and everybody's like, "All hail King Arthur! Yay!"
And I was like, "Oh, I see what you did there."
And even the Kraken roars in celebration.
Yeah.
And it was done.
And then they break out, and a crab starts breaking out the steel drums underwater, painting the thing.
Oh, I forgot to mention earlier that there's an octopus playing the drums. In this movie.
I was like, oh, you guys also watched what's that that movie with Will Smith and Mariah Carey, the fish movie.
Yeah.
There was really octopus. There was an octopus playing a bunch of drum regularly. I was like, I know what two drums sound like that.
Shark's Tale.
I was like, I know what a bunch of drums getting hit at one time should sound like. It should sound like when Prince used a synth to make 777-9311.
Would you like the movie better if he was playing it?
Of course.
I've always wanted an octopus to play that song.
Bro, because only an octopus could play it in real life.
That's true.
Because you have to hit the head, you have to hit the... No, it's too hard to play. Even when you hear somebody playing it live, they're not playing one part of the instrument that goes on there. Anyway.
The Queen of Atlantis goes back to meet Aqua Daddy on the pier. And the movie ends with the wallpaper of Jason Momoa leaping into the air and saying, I am Aquaman.
And then we wait for and then like coincidence. So the
post credits scene.
Post credits, the Asian dude that's been yelling on TV the whole time giving this exposition finds black African American manta and starts fixing his shit because everybody's super geniuses.
Why was he floating on a piece of driftwood when he just fell into the ocean?
Hey. Anyway.
and a group of seamen find him.
Good job.
Yeah.
I almost forgot to make a semen joke.
Yeah, how could you forget?
Yeah, I almost forgot. Anyway, and then we get an uncredited like, yeah, Atlantis is real. Dun, 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 dun. We're gonna make a second movie, and it's probably gonna be more centered around the black villain.
It's like, yeah, how about we team up and have an unlikely alliance? You help me find Aquaman, and you can fix my technology. It'll be the best.
I don't know.
We can be minority villains together.
Hey, I'm not mad at that.
It's okay.
Yeah. I'm a little mad that no one believed anything in fucking real. They were like, there can't be Atlantis. That'd be stupid. That'd be like a man from a different planet coming down and have super invulnerable powers. Or like a motherfucking or like a motherfucker running around the city with a fucking bat costume. Or like a woman that's fucking impenetrable. Or like a motherfucker that can run at the speed of light. Or like a motherfucker that's a cyborg that can shoot beams from his fucking arm. That's stupid to believe that there's an Atlantis where a nigga named Aquaman is from. Wait, they know there's a whole nigga named Aquaman, but he shouldn't have a home under the fucking sea.
Obviously, he comes from somewhere. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
That was the part that irked me the most. Like, y'all don't believe shit happens when y'all had a whole movie where a nigga came from a different dimension to destroy the Earth.
With demons.
But a nigga under the sea that we've been talking about forever because this is also Earth. We've always talked about Atlantis, but Atlantis can't be real, even though aliens, Batmans, other aliens, different dimensions, Wonder Womans, and niggas running at the speed of light for real. Oh, also, and niggas get rubber chins.
This is too far-fetched.
Yeah.
So look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate this movie.
Good job. You hate every movie though. Everybody knows that.
The music was terrible.
The dialogue was terrible.
The humor was terrible.
I hated. I just told you my biggest peeve about the movie.
Them not.
It was 2 hours and 2 minutes long.
It's really long.
It's really fucking long. But it was visually fucking stunning. Too much CGI. Willem Dafoe's man bun did bother me.
If you take out Willem Dafoe's character from the entire movie, it wouldn't change at all.
Who taught him how to spin?
He could have just done that.
No, you gotta teach him how to do that shit, bro. Especially with the water falling. I like when humans weren't on the screen. I love the CGI.
I haven't seen this much neon light
since Avatar
in a superhero movie since Batman and Robin.
Well, knock it up. I like this movie. I almost said love. It was fun. I gave origin stories can underachieve. Do I like their villain? Do I like Black Manta? I like Black Manta. I hated his origin and I hated his dialogue. Once you have a black person write for Black Manta, and I'm not saying you got to jive it up. Yeah, nigga. A nigga didn't belong in this movie.
I know.
But I'm like saying somebody.
I know what you're saying. Like he was like literally devoid of personality.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
but he had fucking fresh line up.
I know. I'm saying like you would have some soul to you if your haircut is like that.
That was not a fucking super cut.
I know you didn't pay $8 for that.
Exactly. So obviously this nigga know where to get his haircut.
Yeah, he does not get his haircut like RG3.
Damn. Shots fired. But he ain't got no soul to him, and I know he's raised with that pirate lifestyle. But eventually they lived on land.
But no, his daddy clearly had soul.
Exactly. He had that salt and pepper beard on, and he was rocking the fucking razor thing, bro. Yeah.
His daddy raised him the right way. You can tell.
I mean,
well, aside from being a vigilante pirate.
For no reason, because he's actually a super genius, and y'all could have made all the money in the world. You know, you can actually stop pirating after you make enough money. That's what Somalians was trying to tell Cartman.
I think he got addicted to the lifestyle.
I mean, especially if you get super fake technology.
Yeah, I think, you know.
But they also were murdering a lot of people.
Yeah, but he's probably a pioneer. You don't really see a lot of black pirates.
Besides the African ones?
I mean, black American pirates. He's like, son, I pirate walked so you could pirate run.
Mm-hmm. I like the movie. Again, this movie is fucking flawed, but they tried. They really did try. And I'm not saying we should give them an A for effort and shit like that. But this was a whole different tone than other movies. But you also have to make a movie about niggas have heard of Aquaman, but this is still an obscure character.
Hardly.
Again, unless you're a fucking fan of we don't know shit about Aquaman, and we know exactly who the fuck Aquaman is, right? And you're a comic book guy. I'm not a comic book guy, but I know about Aquaman. This shit is still fucking obscure. We know who Black Manta is, and I was like, oh shit, where's Aqualad? Because of Teen Titans. I know the shit from cartoons and everything like that. This is a fucking obscure character. Aquaman is an obscure character.
Fine.
He's never been on TV. He's never been in the thing. And when I say obscure, right? Even Iron Man was an obscure character. Thor was more famous than Iron Man because Thor is real, right? The Hulk is more famous because everybody knows the fucking Hulk. But Iron Man was a fucking thing. Like, he's not Spider-Man.
I know. He's a C-list guy.
Yeah.
But I don't think that really gives an excuse for it to be a non-mediocre film because it was.
But you had to make so much shit go.
Also, it was just so much. It was clunky. It was exposition inside explosion. Exposition inside explosion. Rules of how the world works. Exposition just clunky as fuck, man. It just did not work for me. Also,
did you eat before you go?
I did. I wasn't tired. I had coffee before and I ate. Arthur's personality was that I drink and I say, "This is badass." Like there was nothing to him.
I actually think they let him write his own lyrics.
You should probably, but you should know things about him as a person.
He liked to drink his badass. He's a fucking teddy bear. That's all he was. Because he was like, he tried to be a badass, but then he was like, "Hey, you get a little too much beer in me, going hammer." Does Aquaman get drunk though?
In this universe,
yeah, I wouldn't think he would. I think he'd be like Captain America.
I feel like if you're super strong, you can't get drunk.
Because you got a high mass metabolism.
Yeah.
Or maybe he doesn't. Maybe that's his kryptonite, the booze. And that would be real social commentary. Men are so strong, but they let these addictions get a hold of them. Like Tony Stark.
This is my December. This is my time of the year. I don't know what that means, but it's a sad song. You got anything else for a wrap up?
Never wrap it up. Shout out to Ric Flair, the Four Horsemen, Shannon Sharp. Oh wait, no, I'm doing different ones. And Lil Mike.
Who's Little Mike?
My partner.
Oh, okay.
I can do. If you want to do shout outs, you can do shout outs. Lil Mike is an avid listener to the show. Every time I see him, he's like, "Vic, I love this episode, that episode."
That's fantastic. I'm
Yeah.
glad Little Mike. I want to shout out Little Mike too, even though I don't know.
Yeah. Like nigga, bro, listens religiously, bro.
I don't have any shout outs, and I'm too tired to think of anything on the spot because it's 12:20 and it's actually Christmas right now.
Oh, Merry Christmas!
Happy holidays.
We spent Christmas together. Merry Christmas, John.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We appreciate
Really,
it.
thanks for listening to us. We're probably gonna get you one more show. Our end of the year wrap up. We're gonna have plenty of guests. Lexi Alexander's gonna be on the show. Keanu Reeves. Fucking, we're gonna have Mariah Carey lip sync on the radio, nigga. On podcast and shit like that.
Yeah,
It's gonna be shit.
it's gonna be a great show.
We're gonna count down with Dick Clark because he's still alive, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't have time to check. So get ready. We have some exciting things planned for that episode. It's gonna be the best.
Just end it.